So when working with investors, sometimes it's not just the loans that are in bad shape or liens, but it could be the property itself. So in dealing with a bad property that maybe needs a lot of work, a lot of TLC in Georgia and Alabama, can you close a transaction where there are existing recorded code violations because I haven't kept up the property or whatever, it doesn't meet code?
Well, we certainly can close. I even closed on a brand new build that didn't have a CO, didn't have a certificate of occupancy. We were running into a 1031 exchange window, right?
Mm,
Obviously, it was for
yeah.
investment. She had to close, but the lender didn't have, but the builder didn't have his CO yet because he was dealing with a variance hearing. Apparently, he was too many inches outside of where the building was supposed to be. We were still able to close. We just, like you said, subject to, right? Just pointing out here that there's an issue, and it's going to be your responsibility, Mr. Buyer, to settle it up if we're not settling it up at closing. So yeah, I mean, if you have a municipal violation, you just let them know and you close subject to it. I mean, so long as they're okay with it, and generally they are, right? Because I'll give you a great example. There is a city here called Macon, Georgia. It's
Mm.
in Bibb County. They have a unified government. And they're actually really, really, really smart with one of the big firms here. So rather than condemn the property and take it over and then you have to deal with it, they have created this new taxing regime where you are now considered a blighted property. And so your tax bill is now going to be 7 times what it normally would be as sort of a blight reinvestment fee so that the county can then use the funds to help repair and remediate the blight. But if you get the property fixed and have our code inspector come out and look at it prior to the bill being issued later this year, then you know what? We're going to give you a credit and we're going to let your taxes be half of what they would normally be.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a new thing that they're doing. It's really neat. It's technically not a lien. I spoke to the county attorney, right? And he said, yeah, it's a new thing we're doing. We're not actually liening the properties. We just want to make it clear. We file it of record just to let everyone know what the taxes will be, but it's not a lien and we're not claiming a lien. But you just need to let them know. And so obviously it's flippers that buy these homes and they're like, yeah, yeah, I'll get it fixed. And so then of course our problem is the closing attorney. How do we prorate the taxes? The taxes are either going to be 7 times higher than what they were last year, or they're going to be one half of what they were last year. We have no idea, and it all depends on how quickly the buyer gets their repairs completed. So that's kind of an interesting thing to your point about can you close with these sorts of issues? And the answer is yes. And Macon has created a really interesting wrinkle on that.